I guess the biggest question is with everything we've gone through with COVID-19, how is the leasing changed now? Because I know just showing homes has totally changed. We're doing a ton digitally. How has it changed in your world?
It's shifted towards that digital age. The biggest change has been we kind of reversed our process. First, originally we would advertise our property. A prospect would reach out to us and say, "Hey, I'm interested." We meet them on site, show them the place, and then if they were interested, they would apply. Now it's, "Hey, we need an application," and you almost need to be approved before we can get you into a unit to look at it. Most of our units, we will ask the tenants living there, "Hey, is this all right if we come in, if we take precautionary measures?" Uh, 95% of them say no. And that's where with the restrictions that are currently in effect, that's where we kind of have a stumbling block. And we're just letting owners know you're going to have to expect at least 1 month's vacancy. Because if a tenant's not opening its doors to let a prospective tenant in, and with the current restrictions that are in, it's very hard for us to say, "Hey, you know what, we gave you 24 hours notice," whatever you may want to try to spin it. If they call the cops and say, "Hey, these people are going to try to come into my house and I'm not going to let them," I believe they're going to go with the cops and say, "Hey, you can't enter this premises because we're under lockdown." Now, that's not always going to be the same, but I think everywhere it's going to be turning more virtually.
So you're telling me the 24-hour notice is no longer good because of the lockdown, or is it the tenants are having more control right now?
And because of the lockdown, and that's, I haven't tested it. If I do communicate with why I need to go into the unit, it usually is days in advance with the proper screening and everything like that. But I have had tenants, where they're vacating the premises and they say, "No, we're not letting anybody in." And it's one of those things that I've discussed it with other professionals in the area, and we're all at a loss in terms of, hey, we're kind of losing power here and trying to fill a place and trying to keep that vacancy gap as short as possible. And these tenants are kind of holding the cards and saying, "Hey, you can't come in." And with the outbreak, it's unless we can get a treatment or we can show, "Hey, we're not COVID-19 positive." I don't know what else we can do in terms of that. And it's just a tough area, a tough spot to be in. But we have had leases come through as well. We're going digital with our lease signings, as well as our showings, trying to do a little bit more virtual tours of the place.
Are tenants now just accepting the place on pictures? Are you doing virtual tours? Like what else are you guys doing to help get it rented and for the safety of everybody?
So we do wait till a unit is vacant. If we're going to have someone go in and actually physically look at the place. We have had several scenarios where the tenant has left early, a month early, and we're able to go in there because no one is living there. Now, the other reason why we have to wait till it's vacant is because we need this social distancing. We have our leasing agent that goes out there to show the property, but if someone's living in the house, then we can't ask the tenant to leave. Or if we do ask the tenant to leave, then the two prospects or whatever prospects are walking around the house without any supervision.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of our job is to make sure they don't take anything or steal anything or grab any sensitive information. So we're finding that the easiest way to do this at this time is just waiting until a unit's vacant, showing them a bunch of pictures, having them go on a virtual tour, apply, and then we basically collect last month's rent. And if they don't like it when they see the place, then we send it back. But we're getting it 85% of the way there, and then waiting for that proper kind of scenario where we can go in and not really endanger any of our tenants. Because at the end of the day, that's I think everyone is trying to be as safe as possible and trying to keep that top of mind. And we just want to help contribute to the solution, but also help our owners, right? Because they rely on these rents and they rely on their places being full.
And right now,